Chris Cochran, tell me about your vision.
Thanks, Harry. My vision is to inspire and uplift others by sharing Christian's legacy and the message behind what's good about today. I want to help people find meaning and purpose even in the face of adversity. So, through my book, speaking engagements, and the foundation, my goal is to show that no matter what challenges we face, there's always something good to hold on to. And ultimately, I hope to create a ripple effect of kindness, gratitude, and resilience that reaches individuals, families, and communities around the world.
That's amazing. Um, I think I know where did the vision come from the notes I read, but I want you to say it either way. Where Christian stories, I think I think it will resonate with the audience a lot. So how did this all come together for you?
In terms of the vision or just in general?
In terms of the vision, yes.
Yeah, I mean, the vision obviously was born from the fact that I lost my son to terminal cancer 3 years ago. He was 22 years of age. He was diagnosed as he just graduated college, August 26th of 2020. He was an incredible kid on all kinds of level, even when he was a little boy to being a young adult. But it's really the face, even when Christian was diagnosed with a terminal diagnosis, he didn't change his life. He, as a matter of fact, became um, more full of joy and love. You know, many times people who receive these kinds of diagnosis or have these things happen to them where life takes a turn on a dime. Christian flourished the other way. So, you know, when Christian got this diagnosis and we were with him as parents, we said how sorry we were. Christian would tell us, "It's okay. This is my burden. I wouldn't want this burden on anyone else." And instead of taking the approach of why me, why this happened to me, Christian never complained one time, not from the moment that he received his diagnosis to the moment he took his last breath with his family around him, did he ever complain one time. As a matter of fact, the one thing he kept telling us was what's good about today. And for us, and his message was to remind us the daily reminder of the beauty in the wonder and all the good can come from a day, even in the worst of moments. And so that's what I have focused on. That's what Christians, you know, everything I do is inspired by Christian. So what I do is give that hope to everyone to realize that, yeah, you can have bad days. You can have days that are sometimes there's mild challenges we have in our life, but you can still use that. But there's times when things hit us so hard, whether it's a death or a sickness of any kind, that you can still find beauty in that day, regardless. And so I focus purely on the day as the way my son did. And that's the message I try to get out to as many people as I can.
Thank you for sharing that, Chris.
Hmm.
Too many of us have a tendency to focus on the negative rather than the positive, and gratitude is not a thing of practice that a lot of people are going for. They and it has its downs for our life. What would you say is I I understand this story of Christian and understand the lessons that you learned from it. Then what is your why of what you do?
Well, the why is so that I can make an impact on the world. You know, when I get the opportunity to speak to others, I fundamentally talk about 3 points. Certainly, gratitude is very important, but gratitude is simply a word. Unless you put it into practice, unless you live in the present, gratitude can escape all of us, right? Because it's a busy, busy life that we all have. But I think for me, I try to focus the whys on, you know, asking this question, what's good about today, no matter what you're faced, in your daily routine. I also focus a lot, you know, we hear the words be kind, but I also take it a little bit further. I say be kind always. And it doesn't cost you anything to do it always. And it can make a whole difference in the world. And it's not just it's not just a random act. It's a deliberate choice. right? We have choices. And when you choose kindness, you create space for connections, healing, and hope. And ultimately, the last thing I always talk about is living a life of purpose, right? Don't wait for life to happen to you. You step into the moment with intention, and whether it's your interactions, whether it's your friendships, your challenges. I step into your challenges, approach everything with a sense of purpose, and ask yourself how you can make a truly today a meaningful difference. And that's how my son lived his life, and it's how we can make our time here and beyond truly count. So those are the whys for me.
I would love to get to know more about how applying that to your life has helped you.
Well, for me, it's helped me to become present. It's allowed me to focus on today. I don't, I try not to think too much of the past because I can't change the past. Much of us in this life, we think so much in the future, right? What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen the next day? To me, the way this has affected me, obviously losing my firstborn child. He was our best friend, my family's best friend, is I focus on what I can do today. One of the great things that Christian had in his life was he didn't have to-do list. He had to love list. And so I wake up every morning and I fulfill write out what my to love list is. And instead of trying to always fulfill these to-dos, it's how I figure out how much love can I put out into the world today. And I think that's in many ways how many of us, if we live that life, can change and transform how we go about our daily life and how we interact with others to be better people and to be better connected to the world around us. So I think it's a simple message. See, what's good about today is a simple question. And it's a question you can ask yourself in the morning, the afternoon, and the night. And it can change how, to your point, which is how you approach everything within your day.
So, how long ago was it when you started applying these principles in your life?
Well, as soon as Christian started saying them, so 2020, when Christian was diagnosed, and through the course of his cancer, and how he approached things was really how I sort of embraced the same things he was teaching us. And I would tell you, I didn't have that beforehand, right? There's sort of a two sides to myself. There's the pre-cancer Chris and the after cancer Chris. And for me, it was how I looked at the world and how I looked at every single moment. And so for me, it was when Christian started to say it to us that it took on a whole different meaning and how I approached every single moment of the day.
So, if you were to, in a way, summarize uh, pre Christian you and now you, um, from what you used to do and who you used to be, and now
Mhm.
who you are and what you do, what's the positive impacts that that teaching has brought you that you can tangibly measure and see the difference?
Well, the pre-Chris was, as many know the term, keep up with the Joneses, right? It was all about how much money I can make, the bigger house, the bigger car. Certainly my family we're very tight, but my mindset was very geared to that element of life. Um, I think the after cancer Chris is have a deeper connection with my fellow man and woman, that when I'm with someone and I'm having a conversation like I am with you, Harry, then I'm all in on that conversation. I'm not thinking about what I have to do next or who I gotta, reach out to. It's not about that. I shut everything down. I become focused on you, and I think in many ways that's how you know, I live my life now going forward, which is just I'm in the present and stick to that because I think that allows me a much deeper, meaningful conversation with anyone. I'm sure many people know when they, you're getting to talk to someone and they're not even, it's almost like they're looking past you or they're looking at their phone or their watch or whatever. But For me, it's staying in tune with what someone's telling me, and, so I think for me, that's a difference, and that's something that, I wouldn't have done pre-cancer. The sort of now is in losing my son, I realize the importance of focusing on every single element, of the moment in which I'm in.
Let me take this a little deeper, Chris. So, and what has being present in the moment helped you with?
It's helped me to be a better person.
Mm.
I mean, it's as simple as that, you know, it's helped me to be a full person, to try to lead a purposely driven life. I think every individual who's here on this earth is trying to lead that purposely driven life one way. They can ask themselves that question: what's the purpose of it all? Why does this happen? How could this happen? And so for me, it's less about the whys anymore. It's about the doing. And I think there are 2 things that happen when you go through the experiences which I have and my family has gone through. One is to let go of the control. We're not in control of our circumstances. We think we're in control. You may think you're always in control, but the truth is you're not. There's a higher being that's in control of these things. And the other thing is gratitude. You know, gratitude and being humble. You know, humble is a really key component of leading that purposely driven life. So a lot more humbleness and realizing you're not in control, allow for some of those things.
Thank you for sharing that. Um, we a lot of times on the show when I ask questions, people to like, "Hey, what is your why?" And people give me answers and answers and answers, and very few times people go along these lines. The better question to ask is who, Chris, and then what's your why? Uh, so I think your ideas resonate with that quite a bit. So thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
If you focus on the who, the why is already there with us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is, I mean, it's a question we ask, but I think the more we put into practice, you know, like I'm always a big believer, the more love we put out, you know, again, you will see all those whys get solved, you know?
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Mhm.
I have one more question for you,
Sure.
and that will be our today's end of today's segment. Where I want to make it a good one for you.
Okay.
All these years, mm, I have a lot of them, but I think right here.
I'm
What?
reading your mind, actually, I think.
Yeah, you are. What is success to you now, Chris?
Success to me is when eh, I think right now my goal has always been to inspire others by sharing Christian's legacy and helping people find purpose in the most challenging of times. So I think that I'm proud of the work that I'm doing through the Christian Cochran Legacy Fund, and I've had a chance to speak to young adults. I've spoken to older adults, which is really, really important to me because Christian story continues to reach more people than I ever thought was imaginable, and I truly can feel this ripple effect of kindness and positivity taking shape. Um, and so that the success is when I hear from people, and I hear from them every day, right? I get emails every day. I get testimonials every day. I get things sent to me every day who have either read the book, who have seen me speak, I've told Christian's story. So for me, that is that is success. Um, and you know, through the foundation, we do a lot of work with young adults who have cancer, and they have nothing. You would be shocked that we give money towards another foundation for adults who are struggling, who do not have family around them, who do not have the support mechanisms. And when they can come up to me and they can say it's made a world of difference in their life, then for me, that's everything. That's what I'm here to do. I have a singular focus. That is to change the mindsets, to change people's hope, to change them to have more resilience, and to really focus on how beautiful life really is for every single one of us. Instead of looking at people as people, I do look at people as souls. I genuinely do. I look at every single person when I speak with them or see them or watch them as souls. And so for me, seeing the impact of the foundation, the word, have them come up to me, that it's changed how they approach the world. It's changed them fundamentally. Maybe they were extremely negative. They thought poorly of everything. To see that complete change, man, that's to me, that's everything. There is nothing else I need. That's my works for the rest of my life while I'm here now. That was never what it was before. But that's what it is today.
Wow, that is very impactful. I love that you found the purpose of your life and you can focus outwards and not inwards.
Yeah, I have found my purpose.
That's
100%.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.